Hello Hattrickers! It has been longer than I would have liked since the last update in the Let's Play Hattrick series in San Marino, so let's get started on episode 136 with a senior training update. So the last two training updates in Kalvehave have been excellent, to say the least. This week we saw Voluki's pop from world-class playmaking to supernatural. And if we look at last week's update, you'll see both Zanotti and Francione popping from Titanic to extraterrestrial playmaking. Very good news in the training updates these 2 weeks. The two pops to extraterrestrial playmaking last week, as well as this week's pop to supernatural, marked here in the sheet, of course. And looking at the accumulated HGMS for these players, it's just so nice to see. Zanotti at 1922 now, Francione at 1900, Belgiano just 1 point shy of 1900 as well, and Voluki's also getting quite close to 1900 HGMS accumulated at this point. Unfortunately, we have a lot of red numbers here in the form section, as well as the TSI change indicator. Form is even falling among the defenders as well. Inadequate form now to Marcus Monbeck, and Stewie Benson going from excellent to solid form. That is a worrying tendency in the senior squad at the moment. Over to some academy news. A few weeks back we pulled Rino Sonsini and we took a chance on a 16-year-old. Since then we've had a lot of nice things revealed about Sonsini. He's got a solid potential in defending and he's already passable in defending as well. That's quite nice for us to see. He has a passable potential in winger and he's already inadequate. Of course we want to know something about his playmaking as well, but these two skills alone make him quite interesting simply because he is quick, of course. So hopefully we'll be able to make some money on Sonsini once he's promoted, even though he will only be promoted by the age of 17 years and 19 days, but I'm positive about this guy. Let's have a look, see what the scouts have for us this week. Hopefully a great defender to go along Rino Sonsini. Let's call them out. Let's see, they're all 16 years old, no specialty for Secondo Mengi. Alright, he's out of the question. No specialty for Andrea Fresoni as well, 16 years old. And Mirko Guidi, overall 4 out of 5 winger. Not very promising, but that's the guy we will roll with. Let's see, 16 years and 71 days. But at least we don't have to worry about this guy being talented because he's not. So let's just fire him right away. There we go. Guidi, thank you so much. We've seen enough. We've played a few matches since the last update, of course, and the first one was away against Pinguini CA in the Coppa Guaita. Here's how that went. In the rain at the Palazzo del Giaco, we played in a fairly strong lineup. A lot of the strong players fielded with Zanotti, Francione and Nico Becker in the midfield, Voluki's playing up front, and the strong lineup resulted in a 5-2 win for us. We were very dominant in the midfield. We also had a very strong left attack sector, as well as a fairly good central sector in the starting ratings. I wasn't really worried about this matchup, just the little hiccup here that was Gigemarian picking up a red card halfway through the second half. Camellini had an especially good match, backing a hat-trick in the process. Zanotti joined him on the score sheet as well as Trastulli. So we won 5-2 in this match and made it through to the second round of the Coppa Guaita without any real trouble. The next match was round 3 away against Metalcore FC in the league. A match we won 2-1. I was feeling confident ahead of the match because I knew we would have a strong midfield with Zanotti, Camellini and Belgiano, as well as Voluki's playing up front alongside Trastulli. The offensive lineup from Metalcore with 2-5-3 without any central defenders did give Voluki's space to exploit PNF options, and let's see how that went. He actually had a chance to score from a PNF event already in the 34th minute, but he picked up a yellow card instead. Lost a check against some defender here. I was a little surprised by that fact. I thought it would be pretty much given that he would win such a check against no central defenders. Shortly after that, Fiasconi gave Metalcore the lead. At that point I was a little nervous about things in the match. Almost an hour gone on the clock before Trastulli made the equalizer from a central attack. By then we were still hoping to take the victory. In minute 78 we had an indirect free kick and there he was finally scoring on such a PNF event. 78 minutes into the game, Voluki's gave us the lead and it lasted all the way until the final whistle, which means that after 3 rounds we are in top 5 in the league and hopefully we can move up further if we do well home against Gunners SM in the next round. In the second round of the Coppa Guaita we were playing away against Strozzi Tattici Nucleari SMR. In this matchup we were really just trying to get some playmaking training done for our core players, and that meant we had Girolamo and Camalini up front in this match. But fortunately for us, Struzzi weren't very strong in this match. We did line up with a strong midfield and a strong lift attack, attacking over the wings, and we had a divine tactical level in this matchup. And looking at the start ratings, it was quite clear that we were big favorites. 81% chance of converting from the kickoff here, and all the way down to 66% with the tactical drawback from leading by more than 1 goal. Pretty clear victory, no hiccups whatsoever, just 5 goals for the boys. In round 3, we'll be playing at a neutral venue and we'll be playing against Assault Aquaviva. It looks like things are getting slightly more even, and I am still wondering if it's worth trying to optimize ratings and training in order to try to make it through to the next round. At some point we will have to prioritize training the profit players, the defenders in the team, because they are losing a bit of value. We will have to take the financial situation seriously, because we will be looking at launching the cycle in a competitive mode sooner rather than later at this stage. Zanotti is more than halfway through to his 27th birthday. We are looking to line up the roundup players alongside Zanotti and treating Zanotti as the marker for the rest of the players. We want to line them up age-wise in order to keep the stamina percentage of the training fairly similar among all the players, so that we are not wasting training or having players being suboptimally trained in stamina during the competitive phase. So a bit of a balancing act in trying to perform a little and train this very last few profit slots that we actually have before going competitive in the cycle. On to some opponent team analysis. In round 4 we play against Gunners SM. They are an old team and they like to play all-out attack. In the most recent league matches, they've been playing 3-5-2 in all of the matches, and they don't seem very flexible with this approach. The team statistics reveal that they are 32 years on average in the top 11, and they spend 4.3 million on wages every week, so that's a lot more than we do. I think they are training scoring, and I base this on a single youngster being played up front in the recent matches. But all in all, a declining team that I expect us to beat in the coming round. Moving on to Piada e Petaccia, a very balanced team that are very versatile as well. They've played a lot of different tactics in the last 4 league matches, counterattacks, normal and pressing, while also playing in 3 different formations. Looking at the stats, they are quite similar to us, almost 27 years on average in the top 11, and they spend a bit more on wages. I think they're training wingers, since the wingers are younger than the rest of the team, but they have older players around wingers supporting them. They are the top performers so far in the league, and I find them to be quite unpredictable, to be honest, and I'm still thinking about how to approach them in round 5 of the league. On Sunday evening, we played at home against Gunners SM in a fairly important match in order to try to get a foothold in the top of the table. We won 2-1 in this match. If you look at Danny's Hattrick helper simulator, you'll see that we should probably be a little disappointed by only winning by 1 against Gunners SM. Let's also just check the replays here. 100 times, 97 times we're the winner, and we were winning by 3.6 goals on average in all of these replays. We did enjoy a very big midfield advantage and had very good chances of scoring in all of the sectors. In minute 22, Igor Becker made the first goal of the evening by scoring from a central attack. We had a few more opportunities to widen the lead, but instead it was Mikhail Kudala who equalized 54 minutes into the game from our left attack. And as it has been a few times this season, we were a little worried towards the end. But Igor Becker showed up once more, this time from a left attack in the 59th minute, making it 2-1, the final result of the match. I am a little disappointed that we are not able to secure the win by more goals and building more confidence quickly for the coming games. But looking at the league table, we are still quite happy to report that we are now top 3, equal points with SM Bears and Metalcore at the moment. I was actually hoping to outscore both Metalcore and SM Bears looking at the ratings during the match, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. We have another home game against Piada e Petaccia next round, and 3 points in that match could see us surge all the way to the top of the table. The situation among the top scorers of the league is the fact that Igor Becker is the most scoring for Inter Kalvehave, followed by Francioni. Marcus Phillips of SM Bears is the top goal scorer so far with 5 goals to his name as the only player in the league so far. That's all for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Take care. Bye.